po ang topic na i-discuss ko ay all about X-ray production. Okay? So, ano ba yung mga condition para makapag-produce tayo ng X-ray? So, we have different conditions. So, ano yung una? So, number one, we need a large potential difference. So, it means kailangan po natin ng mataas na voltage. So, remember guys, importante ang mataas na voltage para makapag-travel po ang electron from cathode to anode. Because without high voltage, wala pong energy si projectile electron makapag-travel from cathode to anode. Okay? So, ayun po yung concept. And then, number two, so we need quantity of electrons. So, remember guys, si MAS po nag-control ng number of electrons na possible ma-emit sa filament. So, it means, kung nakokontrol niya yung dami ng electrons, nakokontrol niya po yung dami ng radiation. Okay? So, syempre, without electrons, wala rin po tayong X-rays. Okay? So, ayun yung concept dyan. So, ang dami ng radiation nakadepende sa dami ng electrons. Okay? Na possible mag-travel from cathode to anode. Okay? And then, so yan, a place of interaction. So, of course, syempre, kailangan natin ng target. So, without the target, so, wala po tayong X-ray na puproduce. So, remember, ang target natin usually ay tungsten. Okay? So, actually, ang target serves as a stoppage ng projectile electron. Okay? So, siya yung nag-i-stop ng projectile electron. So, remember, once na mag-interact ang projectile electron sa target, doon po magpuproduce ang X-ray. Okay? So, ayun po yung pangatlo. Then, number 4, so we need source of electron. Okay? So, meron tayong taga-control kung gaano karami. Ngayon naman, kailangan po natin ng source. So, that's the filament. Okay? So, remember, sa X-ray tube, the source of the X-ray, source of electron is the filament. The source of X-ray is the focal spot. Okay? So, ayan po yung source of X-ray. Okay, and then, so ayan, so, meron tayong tinatawag na electron-target interaction. So, actually guys, we have 3 interaction na nangyayari with the target. So, ano po yung una, okay? So, sabi dyan, most of the interaction produces anode heat. So, sabi nga natin guys, mostly heat po ang napoproduce for every interaction ng electrons doon sa target. So, sabi nga dyan, 99%. Okay? So, yung remaining 1%, ito po ay nanggagaling sa, ito po ay X-rays. Okay? So, ang tanong kasi dyan, saan nanggagaling yung heat na napoproduce sa anode? So, pag tinanong kayo dyan guys, kung makita nyo guys yung picture, mostly po ng heat na nanggagaling kay X-ray tube ay nangyayari po sa, ayan, interaction ng projectile electron doon sa outer shell ng target. Okay? So, ang nangyayari kasi yun guys is more on excitation. So, most probably po ang nag-i-interact dyan, ito yung mga low energy projectile electrons. Okay? Na hindi po kayang i-remove yung electrons sa orbital shell. Okay? So, ayun po yung nangyayari. So, kapag nangyari po ang excitation, so pagbalik po nila ng electrons sa original state, magre-release yan ng heat. Okay? So, mostly, ang heat is galing sa outer shell electron. Okay? So, ayan. So, most kinetic energy ng projectile electron na convert sa 1% ng X-ray. Okay? So, pag tinanong kayo, X-ray tube is very inefficient device. Okay? So, ayan. So, 1% na yan, guys, maghahati si BREMSTRAHLUNG and characteristic X-rays. So, remember, guys, most common po na X-rays sa diagnostic range is the BREMSTRAHLUNG. Okay? Siya po yung mas common kaysa kay characteristic. Okay? So anode heat, sabi yan, ayan, interaction of projectile electrons to outer shell electron of the target. Okay? So, sabi ko nga sa inyo, the source of heat is the outer shell electron ng target. Okay? Due to excitation. Ayan. So, primarily, excitations po ang nangyayari dyan. Okay? And then, sabi dyan, directly related to MA and KVP at the diagnostic range. Okay? So, usually guys, siyempre ibig sabihin niyan, so habang tumataas ang technical factor mo, okay, tumataas po ang possibility ng heat production sa, target. Okay? So, siyempre directly related diyan yung MA, pero yung KBP po sa diagnostic range lang. Okay? So yun yung concept diyan. That's why, as a rad tech, we need to control the proper, we need to use, appropriate technical factor for every examination. Okay? And then next, so sex is characteristic X-rays. So paano po nangyayaring characteristic X-ray? So sabi nga diyan, okay, kung si anode heat po is the interaction of the, outer shell, uh, electron, ito naman po guys ay, interaction of the projectile electron sa inner shell electron, okay, ng target. So kung mapapansin niyo guys, okay, so si filament electron or projectile electron, so interacts with the inner shell ng, target. Okay, so what will happen? Okay? So, yan sabi primarily ionization. Kung si anode heat po is excitation, ito naman po ay ionization. So ibig sabihin guys, yung inner shell electron i-ionize, tanggalin. Okay? So what will happen to the atom? So magiging unstable siya. Okay? So once na na-remove po yung inner shell electron, what will happen? Siyempre dahil unstable siya, yung outer shell electron i-fill in po yung space sa inner shell. So ayan, nagkaroon tayo ng characteristic cascade ang tawag po diyan. Okay, yung pag-fill in ng outer shell to inner shell. Okay, that's characteristic cascade. Kasi guys, kapag po kung nagkaroon ka ng space sa K shell, and then syempre, most probably po ang mag-fill in diyan is the L shell. Okay? And then syempre after the L shell, M shell. Okay? So pwede rin naman guys na kunyari nagkaroon ka ng space sa K shell, pwede po mag-fill in yung M shell. Okay? Pero most probably po talaga L shell kasi siya yung pinakamalapit. Okay? Siya yung madalas mag-fill in doon sa innermost shell. Okay? So nangyayari po guys ang characteristic X-rays once na nag-fill in na po yung outer shell electron. Okay? So ang nangyayari diyan guys, kung ano yung difference ng binding energy ng innermost shell tsaka ng outer shell na nag-fill in, ito po yung nagiging characteristic X-rays. Okay, yung difference ng binding energy ng shells na involved. Okay? So yan, sabi nga dyan, projectile electrons, kinetic energy is greater than or equal to orbital electron binding energy. Kasi kaya nga guys, nangyayari yung ionization. Okay? Mas malakas ang kinetic energy. Okay? Or equal. So, ayan. So, ayan, outer shell electrons drop to fill in the inner shell vacancies. Okay? Because unstable yung atom na may space sa inner shell. So, si outer shell ang fill in. Okay? So, pag sunod-sunod nag-fill in yan, that's characteristic cascade. Okay? So, sabi yan, yung energy daw po ng characteristic X-rays, ayan. So, difference between the binding energies of the shells involved. So, example guys, so sa K shell guys kasi ang binding energy ng tungsten is 69.5 keV. And then, ang nag-fill in po na electron is galing kay L shell. So, anong gagawin mo? Tinanong kayo, what is the energy of the characteristic X-rays? So, ang gagawin mo guys, 69.5 minus 12.1. Okay, so yung magiging difference niyan, ayun po yung magiging energy ng characteristic X-rays. Okay, so mostly guys, tandaan palagi, ang importante sa ating binding energy sa target is the 69.5 keV. Kasi guys, ito yung pinaka malakas sa lahat. Kung mapapansin nyo guys, ito yung pinakamataas na value. So remember, the closer to the nucleus, the higher the binding energy. So ang useful lang na binding energy kay target ay yung mataas na energy. So that's the K binding energy ng tungsten target. Okay? Tandaan palagi, K binding energy. So siya yung pinaka malaki. Okay? So kung nag-fill in naman po is the M shell, so ang gagawin natin, 69.5 minus 2.82. So yung magiging difference, siya yung magiging characteristic X-rays. So sa primary beam po natin, of course, 15% is the characteristic X-rays. So the remaining 85% is the BREMSTRAHLUNG. Kaya nga mas common ang BREMSTRAHLUNG kesa characteristic X-rays. Okay? So yan. And K-shell electron binding energy is the most useful for imaging purposes. Okay? Because it has the highest binding energy. Okay? Then next. So ang characteristic case ng ang emission spectrum po ng characteristic X-rays ay discrete. So anong ibig sabihin niyan? There is a specific energy. Okay? So tandaan niyo palagi guys, pag tinanong kayo, sino mas common, sabi ko nga sa inyo, si BREMSTRAHLUNG. Okay? Bakit hindi sa characteristic? Kasi si characteristic X-rays po, there's only specific energy para mangyari siya. Okay? So kung naalala nyo guys kanina yung binding energy, okay, ng kada shell, okay, hindi po mangyayari ang characteristic X-rays hanggat hindi mo na o-overcome yung amount ng binding energy. Kasi ang requirement kay characteristic X-rays, kailangan po kasi may ionization. So kunyari, kung gusto mo magkaroon ng K-characteristic X-rays, so dapat ma-overcome mo yung binding energy sa K-shell. So that's 69.5 keV. So without energy capable of ionizing the K-shell electron, wala kang K-characteristic X-rays. Okay, so kaya guys sinawag siyang discrete. So specific po yung energy ng characteristic X-rays. Okay? So yan yung photon energy niya, very specific. Okay, so mapapansin niyo guys, BREMSTRAHLUNG, ayan no, continuous siya. Okay, continuous. Sa atin kasi discrete, there is a specific, okay, energy. Okay? So again. And then, BREMSTRAHLUNG. Okay? So sa BREMSTRAHLUNG po, okay, so also known as breaking or slow down radiation. O, kasi ano to guys, that's interaction with the of projectile electron to nucleus of target atom. So remember guys, nucleus napakalakas ng nuclear field. So once na nag-interact po ang projectile electron sa nucleus, okay, magi-slow down siya. So it means na mawawalan po siya ng kinetic energy. Okay? During deceleration. So yung nawalang kinetic energy na yun guys, ito po yung nagiging BREMSTRAHLUNG. So ang energy ng BREMSTRAHLUNG nakadepende sa amount ng kinetic energy loss. Okay? So tandaan, anode heat interaction with the target outer shell electron, characteristic X-rays is the interaction, okay, of the projectile electron sa inner shell. Ang BREMSTRAHLUNG po, nucleus of the target atom. Okay, so yung energy niya guys, equal to kinetic energy loss. Okay? Siyempre, kung sino yung mas malapit. So, tingnan nyo to guys. Example. Okay? 100 keV. Okay? Lumapit siya lumapit siya sa nucleus. Okay? Pero tingnan yung distance niya. Okay? Kung titingnan niyo po yung pangalawang projectile electron, medyo malapit po siya sa nucleus. Okay, unlike po ito, malayo. Kasi bandang between K-shell and L-shell. Ito, between the nucleus and the K-shell. So, ang pinakamalapit dyan, itong pula. Ang pinakamalayo, itong blue. So, kung anong mapapansin nyo guys, nung tumama po ang projectile electrons sa nucleus, so na-deflect siya konti. Okay, so what will happen? Okay, konti lang po yung nabawas na kinetic energy. Example, 20 keV. Okay, ibig sabihin ay lang yung nawala. Okay, kasi nga malayo sa nucleus. So what will happen? Magkakaroon ka na ng BREMSTRAHLUNG na 20 keV. Kasi nga, ang nawala sa original energy mo is 20 keV. Okay? And then, kapag po masyadong malapit yung interaction mo with the nuclear field, mas mataas ang kinetic energy loss. So, paano mo malalaman na mataas ang kinetic energy loss or transfer? Malaki yung deflection. Ayan, nakita mo ang deflection angle. Napakalaki. Okay? Pag malaki po ang deflection angle, okay? Siyempre mataas ang kinetic energy loss niyan. So, example lang ito guys. So, 100 keV, dumaan kay nucleus, ayan, na-deflect. So, pansin mo guys, nawala is 70 keV kasi ang naiwan na lang po is 30. So, ibig sabihin guys, ang laki ng ini-slow down niya. So, yung nawalang 70, siya yung nagiging BREMSTRAHLUNG energy. Okay? So, kung ilan yung amount ng kinetic energy loss, siya yung nagiging BREMSTRAHLUNG. So, that's law of conservation of energy. Okay? So, yan, primarily deceleration. So, projectile electron loss is kinetic energy and change direction. Okay? So, tandaan, energy is equal to kinetic energy loss. Okay? So, that's BREMSTRAHLUNG. So, kung si characteristic X-rays ay continuous, si BREMS naman po ay, kung si characteristic X-rays ay discrete or specific, si BREMS naman po ay continuous. Okay, ibig sabihin lang yan guys, yung energy po niya ay from minimum to maximum. Okay? Kaya nga guys, ang possible energy niya is from minimum to maximum energy ng beam. Okay? So, ayan. So, photon energy maximum to 0. Okay? And then, hindi kagaya siya ni characteristic X-rays na kapag mineasure mo, yung energy niya very specific. Okay? Hindi kagaya ni BREMS. Nakita niyo tong range na to. Maximum to 0. To near 0. So, ayun guys, yung energy nga malamang, depende nga yan sa kinetic energy loss. So, pwede ka mag-near 0 kung mahina lang po ang deceleration. Okay? O yung pagbagal. Or konti lang po yung kinetic energy na nawala. Okay? Ayan, so, ayan, BREMSTRAHLUNG X-rays, most photons produce at diagnostic range. So, ano yung dalawang reason daw? Sabi diyan, ayan, K-shell must be ionized to produce characteristic X-rays. Sabi ko nga sa inyo guys, yung K-binding energy is the most important pagdating sa target. So, that's 69.5 keV. Okay, mangyayari lang kasi ang characteristic X-rays kapag po na-ionize yung K-binding energy, yung K-shell electron na may binding energy na 69.5 keV. So magkakaroon ka lang ng characteristic X-rays kapag greater than or equal to 70 keV. Okay? Kasi doon mo lang siya ma-ionize. Okay? So number 2 reason, and projectile electron is more likely to miss the orbital electron. Okay? Due to constant motion. So ayun daw yung dalawang reason kung bakit most common po ang BREMSTRAHLUNG interaction kesa po characteristic X-ray interaction. Okay? So, ayun po. Ayan. So, yung efficiency po ng X-ray production is nakadepende sa tube current and tube voltage and sabi nga dyan, kapag po ang 100 kbp po, so tandaan sa diagnostic range, ang X-ray, ang kinetic energy ng projectile electron, yung 1% na convert sa X-ray. So, ibig sabihin niya, 99% sa heat. Kapag 100 kbp, that's your diagnostic range. Okay? Tandaan, independent. Okay? Ibig sabihin, guys, kahit anong adjust nyo sa MA nyo po, ang X-ray production, ang efficiency po ng X-ray production unaffected. Okay? So, naka-directly related po ang efficiency ng X-ray production kay kbp. Okay? Kay kbp po. So, the higher the kbp, the higher the energy, the higher the efficiency of X-ray production. So, that's 1% X-ray kapag 100 kbp. Kapag naman po 60 kbp, kung pansinin nyo guys, bumagsak. Okay? Nung bumagsak yung kbp to 60 kbp, tingnan nyo guys yung X-rays, 0.5% na lang. It means 99.5% heat ang napoproduce dyan. Kasi nga bumagsak ang voltage. So, tandaan, nakadepende sa voltage ang efficiency ng X-ray production. Siyempre, kapag mas lalong tumaas ang voltage, example guys, mega voltage, tingnan nyo guys yung X-rays, percentage ng X-rays. So, that's 70%. Okay? So, the higher the voltage, the higher the efficiency of X-ray production.